Okay, I got one of these Tao Taos. Well, I got a couple of them actually, but 250s, and the carburetors are ruined. And so I've already fixed that one there, and it's perfect now. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through the steps of getting this one fixed. It only takes a few minutes, I'm telling you. A few minutes of your life. I spent a couple cans of carburetor cleaner and all kinds of stuff trying to get this thing cleaned out. Turns out it's just, a few minutes of cleaning. So let's just do it the right way. I'll go ahead and walk you through the steps. We're going to take this carburetor off, and it's real easy. And then we'll fix it real easy again, and then we'll get you back and running again, okay? So if you got the same problem, what it is I feel like there's not getting any gas. It seems like there's gas you can come out the bottom and everything, but if you pull off the spark plug and add a little starter fluid in there and it fires up for a second, it's definitely your jets. Okay, so you're bypassing the jets by doing that. So you can either take off the air cleaner, and which is right here. Already taken that off. Let's see if you can see it here. Anyway, I took off the air filter, and anyway, so I sprayed some inside the carb, and so by spraying a little bit in there, it bypasses the jets, and that also you can tell whether that's the issue or not. So either a spark plug or this is easier, and just pull off one screw, and it's a one screw there. Pull that off, and then you're able to put a little starter fluid in there. You can see how it does fire up for a second, so then you just got to take it apart. So anyway, first thing to do is pull off that one screw, which is right here on the hose. Let's see if I can show you to you. There's a hose right there. One screw, just loosen that up, pull that off, and then over here you're going to undo the choke, and all you want to do is just undo this one right here a little bit. Okay, undo this first one, the top one, and what that's going to do is allow you to swivel this thing out of the way, and this pulls right off. Okay, so undo this first top screw, and this will pull right out of there. You just move it a little bit, and it comes right out. Okay, this thing here is spring loaded. That's your throttle cable, and you're going to just unscrew it, and it only goes on one way. If you get on the other way, it'll go in, but it'll make the throttle really high, so you'll know you're in the wrong direction. There's a little tab inside there, and if you follow that tab, you're fine. But if you forget, it's not the end of the world. You'll just go to fire it up, and it'll go wah, super loud. You got to turn it around. I'll show you that a little later. But then there's two screws here, two bolts right here. There's a nut right here and a nut right here. Okay, these two nuts, if we can show them to you. These two nuts, the only ones got to come off. So you really are talking a couple of things, and this whole thing comes out. All right, and then once you get it out, I'll show you how to. Well, I'll show you how to do the jets. It takes a few minutes, and you're back in business. I'm telling you, you will be riding in no time flat. They design these things so you get totally hosed, and you can't undo the screw. Like normally, there would be 3 screws right here, one here, and one down here, to undo this float bowl, so you can clean it all out. And clean out your jets, but they don't allow you to do that. They just want you to replace the thing. It's like $50 or something to replace this carburetor, and you can just go do that. Go look online, Google it, replace it for $50, and you're done. But there's nothing wrong with this thing. It's brand new, and so I'm just going to clean it. So what you got to do if you want to do it this way, it only takes a few minutes. You get those easy outs, and I'll show you that in a second. And you just put a small pinhole. You start a little pinhole right in the very center of these. We're going to drill them out because they put in they're screws, but they snap off. See the bottom there? So that's a screw, but they snap them off when they install. The manufacturer installs these things. They're breakable screws, so they go on until they're tight, and then they snap off. The heads snap off, so you can't fix it. So anyway, what we need to do is just put a little pinhole right there, starter drill or something like that. Get it right in the center, drill that out. And once we drill it out, we're going to do all 3 of them. It takes a few minutes. Use the easy out. They pull right out and just replace them with screws. And I'll show you the screws to use for that too. Auto punch like I do. Then you just put it right here in the center and put a little punch on it. And I'm hoping you can see all this. Put a little punch right in the center there. And then it'll hold the drill right where you want it to go instead of having it trail off somewhere. If it just trails off a little bit, it might mess up the surrounding material. You don't want to do that. So you want to put a little dent right here, and if you can't get that with a little screw and a hammer, just tack it, or just a super small drill bit, and be real careful to hit the very center and keep it there till it's done, whatever. The point is you want to make sure you got a nice pilot hole, so then the easy out can just follow that hole and make this thing job perfect. It literally comes out so fast, in a few minutes you'll be done. So it's not a big issue. If you have any questions, put them down below, but it's super easy. You guys can do this, I'm telling you. It's super fast, super easy. So anyway, I'm gonna use my punch to punch 3 dots, and then I'll get my easy out and take them off. I'll show you how to do that in a second. Okay, got it? You see it?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and drill this out, and I just want to take a super small bit, put it very, very center of this thing, and again, you want it in the very center so your easy out works better. And now it's a nice little starter hole for the easy out. Do that to all 3 of them, and I'll show you how to do the easy out in a minute. Okay, where we're going to take out those screws I was telling you about, these ones here, is with a speed out. They're easy outs. There's all kinds of different brand names, but they have the remover on the one side and a drill bit on the other. And both sides, you go in reverse. You don't go forward with this at all, ever. It's always reverse. So you put it in your drill, and then put it in reverse and drill with the drill bit, then turn it around, and then take the easy out, stick it in there, and it pulls right out. So literally, this is super fast, go quick. Only thing that's super important is you have that starter hole. That's what I just now did and showed you. Put a starter hole in each one of these things, so you know the easy out drill bit will follow that hole, and it'll be centered as best you can, you know. And then this will pull right out. Okay, I'll show you that. Okay, if you're the man, you know, you don't need a starter hole. You can just use the easy out drill bit. You know, like I said, it comes with that one size drill bit, and one of those is the easy out remover. And so, you know, you can just put it on there and try to go centered. If you don't get centered, it could screw things up. So, if you're the man, you can do this though. I'm not, so I did a hole, starter hole. But sometimes, and lots of times, when you go to use this, but again, you're all in reverse. There's no forward on these things, okay? On these things here, no forward, only reverse. Anyway, while you're doing the drill, sometimes the thing comes out with just the drill. We don't even have to turn it around to use the easy out part. Okay, and sometimes it pulls right out. So that's you know, at least 30% of the time it pulls right out, and other times you got to turn it around and use the easy out part, and it pulls right out there. Okay, well sometimes the drill bit itself does it because you're in reverse and it catches and just unscrews it. All right. There is actually people who don't have easy outs, don't want to spend the money on nothing. They just put a little tiny dot right here with a screw. They tap a little dot on the very edge, and then they just move the screw around. They just literally just move it around like that, just by tapping the drill, tapping the screw all the way around. So anyway, it can be done. I've seen them do it before. So, but you know, if you have a few tools, or you are willing to go invest a couple tools, then you're all set. Okay? Anyway, I'm going to get started. Okay, I just drilled the 3 holes with the easy out drill. Again, just putting it on the drill and going in reverse. It makes 3 holes. That'll catch the easy out when you put it on now. So it's funny, I said it 30% of the time. Well, these 3, not one of them came out. So that was incorrect. Anyway, turn it around, put the easy out there and pull it out. It literally came out like butter. So anyway, it works fantastic. 2 seconds, it's got really a couple of minutes, we're done. These are the screws that came out, and they just pull right out of there. These are the new ones I just bought at Home Depot. You can buy them anywhere, but M4-0.7 times 20 millimeter. Now, I gather you can get shorter ones, but that's the only one they had in stock that had my same threads on them. These are the threads. So the only ones that had in stock, so you can get a little shorter ones, but these ones work fine. And so we'll just go ahead and clean the jets out now. And we'll use these screws in place. That way you'll always be able to fix them again. From now on, you just undo it and clean the jets out and put it back together again. So their deterrent is now gone. So it's going to be great. I'll get it all cleaned out and I'll show you how to do that in a second. Okay, at Home Depot, go ahead and find these boxes. Just like this one, you know. They're all laid out like this. We'll just say metric socket cap screws. These ones work fine. And the ones that see right here, metric socket cap screw. It's M4-7 at 20 millimeters, and that's the package right there. And so anyway, I think you can see that. It's hard to tell if you can see it or not. Anyway, the SKU is 214019, and that's at Home Depot. And just pick out, it comes in a package of 3, so that takes care of your whole thing. So pick one of those up. Okay, look at the crap that's in here. I mean, I don't know how much you can see, but it's a complete tragedy. Every little dot is bad. This thing here is caked. I mean, if you can see this thing, it's caked full of crap. Caked. Worthless. And that's why you got to buy a whole new system, because there's no way to clean it out. I'm going to show you how to clean it out and get all these parts cleaned, ready to go. This is here, you can see it just caked on. I don't know if you can, what you can see in this viewfinder, but it's literally caked on. These are just piles and piles of crap. So let's get it all cleaned out. We'll take off the, I'll show you what I'm going to do here. This here is a float, and there's a little thing right here, a pan. You just push it out, the same drill bit you had a second ago. Just anything small, just push it out. It's not held in very tightly. Push it out and pull it out of there, and then this whole thing comes up, and there's a little float pin right there. You'll see it right there. We'll get it all cleaned off. And these two right here, you want to clean those off too, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, then we'll just clean it all up and put it back together. It's that fast. Literally, this is just too easy, guys. It's too easy. So let me go ahead and first off, I'm going to take off this rubber washer and rubber, yeah, it's an O-ring kind of thing, but you know, pull it off so there's any chemicals, you don't want any chemicals on it, or the other one that went on this side right here. So I took that one off already, and I'll take this one off here now, and then the rest of the stuff doesn't matter, whatever gets stuff on. So we're going to clean it out the best we can with Q-tips and wire brush or whatever, and then we're going to spray it too. Then we're going to ream out the holes for the two jets. Okay, simple assignment, metapyment, guys. Okay, again, we just took out the this is the little thing I was talking about, and this thing here is, it sits there and it goes like this up and down. So it literally, you want it to be real easy, and it is. It's still real easy, so that's not an issue. And you just want to clean it all out though. Get everything super clean as best you can. Then we'll clean it out with a spray too, with a carburetor cleaner. But for now, anyway, this pin just pushes right in and out. This is the pin I was telling you about. It just pushes right in and out. It slides right in and out real easy. So that's no issue. Now the only other issue is to take a screwdriver and undo these here. This one here and this one here. And we'll see daylight through them. If we can't see a daylight, it means they're clogged. And of course they're clogged because they don't run. So, but anyway, that's what you're looking for. And then clean it out with the proper, you don't want to make the hole bigger. You can use these kind of things like this. You know, this is a kit for doing acetylene torches or whatever. But even the smallest one's not, it's too big for this one here. This is your pilot one. This is what starts the vehicle. And this one keeps it going once it's running. But the one that starts is right here, and it needs super small. So I actually got to use a hair off of a wire brush. So a wire brush, you know, hair is fine. And then sometimes the if you can't get that, you can use like a bread twist tie. Take the wire off a twist tie, but even the twist tie is sometimes too thick. So anyway, try to find a wire brush thing, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, when you go to take out this the pilot one, which is the one that starts your vehicle, it's a small one right here. This light would work for me. Anyway, you want to, you can look at it and say, man, there's no way, there's nothing there, there's no hole. You think it's completely clogged. But it is completely clogged, but there's such a fine hole, it takes a wire off of a wire brush to clean it. Even the smallest of these acetylene ones won't clean it. Okay? Even the smallest little micro one right there, it's nothing compared to that thing, it's way too big. So anyway, I'll show you how to clean that here in a second. We're good to go. You want to clean out all your holes. Again, these things here work great. Just stick them in there and just go in and out, you know. Yeah, you can see that. It's hard for me to tell what you're looking at, but it's easy to clean out. So anyway, you got to get the right tools, man. So pick up one of these if you need to, or some other way to clean these things out. They got to be reamed out. You don't want to make them any bigger, but you got to get them clean. Then take the other side and come through here with one too. So you have all these holes going this way, in and out, and then also up and down, so get it all completely cleaned out. Okay, do that to both sets and you're all set. Alright, okay, find one of your bent over hairs off your wire brush and just slip it on there. Go in and out a few times, you know, it's hard to show you, but just go in and out a few times, you know, cleaning it out, and it'll be good. Okay, and then just clean it up with a carburetor cleaner. But that's how you want to clean that port there. Okay. And that's the only thing you got to clean on this one here, just in and out, besides cleaning it up. Okay, there's no other holes, not like the big one. The big one has all kinds of holes to do, we just showed you that one, but this one here is only just one. Clean it all up, and then again, what we want to do is clean everything. So we're going to clean the hell out of these things here, completely a mess. Complete tragedy. This stuff here is just, you can see this stuff, it's literally falling out. It's just insane. Look at this stuff falling out of here. That's incredible. Anyway, so it's a complete mess. I don't know how I even ran it all. So anyway, yeah, the whole thing is a tragedy. We're going to get it super clean. We're ready to go at this point. Okay, that's all you have to do. A couple things. So let's go ahead and clean it all up and put it back together again and get this thing fired up. Very few parts you're actually dealing with here. You know, you got the main body, you got the float bowl, you got the float, yeah, a little pin that goes on the bottom of the float there, a couple of jets, and then your thing does your gas. But anyway, then your pin holds the float bowl on. Goes right there. So that's it. And then there's a couple of O-rings. We'll get those off to the side before you start chemicalizing this. So use carburetor cleaner or whatever here, but you don't want to mess up your rubber O-rings. Okay. So anyway, just pull that off there, and that's the other one right here. That's the two rubber ones there. And so there's just two, and the rest of everything else you can just totally do. So this one here, pull out all the way. This one here was for the bottom of the float, so it goes right there. This one here was for the bottom of the float, and then this one here is set your idle, and so pull that all the way out too. And you know, just start when you go to put it back in. You don't need to know anything. Just put it all the way in. You know, go in till it, you don't have to go tight, but just go in all the way in till it touches, and then back out two. You're going to wind up backing out 3 or 4, you know, but do 2, and then it'll be high idle, and then you're going to start adjusting it down. Okay? So you got it just right. You got to do it while it's warm, so that's why I say it doesn't really matter. Let the thing warm up and everything, then you'll just adjust it, add a little bit more hair at a time as it's warm, and then you'll be set. Okay? Anyway, that's all you got to clean though. So you're all set there. These literally, there's nothing else to take apart. It's literally just a matter of cleaning and push the stuff through there. You can see all this debris in there. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm seeing tons. It's just literally junk. I mean, every little dot is bad. This is 1 million dots of just trash. I don't know what it's from. Anyway, it's a complete mess. So there's filters in these things. They actually have inline filters. I don't know how it got through the filter. I honestly don't know what happened. I bought them both the same day, and from day one they were just a tragedy. So I just let them sit because I just couldn't figure out what the hell to do to it. And so then after Googling it, I decided, well, I'll go ahead and try the carburetor, and it works super easy, super fast, and that's exactly what it is. It was just some crap on the carburetor. Anyway, so you want to be looking at as I said, for one of these things you need a brad twist tie. You just pull off the plastic or whatever surrounding it, and have that available, because you have to get in where the pilot jet is, which is this small one right here. You have to get through. There's no way to get through that direction. So you come through this way, and you can see a small, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a small little hole in there, and you can see it back there. And that, you got to just take this thing here, bend a little square out of it. Let me see if I can show you real quick. I'll set it down. Bend it to where it looks like that, if you can see that. Bend it to where it looks like that, and then just pop it in the hole. Take it right over here, and goes in, simple Simon. And that's it. Just make sure you work it in that hole a little bit, making sure that it's all the way in, it's cleared out. So that's your other part of that pilot jet, you know what I mean? Not much gas gets in there, that's just to start the vehicle. And the other big jet is for when you're driving down the street. But so the small one's important though, so clean it out with that thing here, okay? Once you clean out this side, again, spray everything really good, and we're ready to go. Okay, literally that's it, folks. A couple minutes and it's totally clean. I mean, we haven't been on this thing more than a few minutes, and this thing's ready to go back in. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting it all back in together, same way it came out. And there's nothing to adjust. The jets just go all the way in until they seat. You don't have to go really hard. They just go when they seat. They don't go in and out like a adjustable jet or something. So they just go all the way until they seat, both of them. And this just goes right in. You know, that holds that up. And I guess I could show you that again. Now, if you're paying attention, that little tab right there is what this thing sits on. So it just goes in there and hangs on there. Okay, I don't know if you can see it with this video. Anyway, hangs on there and it goes in. So just look at it the way it came out, and I'll try to show it to you again in a second. I can't do it. I'll show you that. Once you put the float in there, you can just push the pin right through there, and that little the hanging one is just riding on that little piece right there, a little tab. It just rides in there, and when the float goes up and down, you know, it moves it. Okay? So everything's fine. Everything's perfect. I'll just keep going. Again, the two ones go in there. They just cinch down. You don't go very tight. They don't do anything else. They just come down like that and all the way in. Okay. and should be set and good to go. I'm trying to think of anything else you need to know. You don't really need to know anything. So that's all done. Okay, just a little bit of caution. Again, they just seat down. If you saw yours before you started, or you took pictures as you go, you should take pictures as you go, so you know exactly where everything goes. But you have a smartphone for a reason. But anyway, this doesn't thread all the way down. That's the way it ends. All right? I don't want you trying to. I see threads. I'm going to see if I can go farther. Don't do that. All right? So anyway, take pictures as you go, all the way through yours, and that way you'll know exactly how it all goes. Okay, that's her. Back in business, guys. Got to detail it up. I dial it a little bit, but I just simply put it back together. And that was it. I adjusted the throttle a hair. Not the throttle, but your pin right here. And once that is adjusted, it's actually, pretty close to perfect. Could still do more things, but sounds great. I'm real happy with it. So anyway, all right, guys. If you have any questions, put them down below, and I'll get back to you right away. Okay? See ya.